TH+42AS. Ba-dum. I want to make this a very quick video if I can, so there's going to be lots of editing. Want to get this down to under 5 minutes. But in saying that, I've got no idea what I'm going to be doing with this television. We've got a backlight fault on this. Sorry, when I said under 5 minutes, I actually meant under 15 minutes. I don't think I'm going to achieve that, because I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do with it, but I'm just scrolling through Google, having a look at the spec on this, just double checking that it is a smart TV, and it is, and then I'll decide exactly how I'm going to fix it, because I haven't got a full set of backlights for that, and if there's only one bulb gone, then I'll probably just patch that up. Anyway, that's the spec of the TV. Let's just show what it's doing. So we'll be able to have a close-up here of the standby light. And I'm going to switch all the lights off that I possibly can. That may be dark enough. So there is another bright light coming from somewhere. It's coming from over here. I don't get that. Is it that? Oh, I know what it is. No, it's not that. It may be that. Has that got rid of it? No. It really is the camera. So, right. No, it's not that. It can't be that. Oh, it is. Good gosh. Everything's right in front of me. Anyway, right. Plug it in, let's have a look. I'm expecting the screen to flicker a couple of times, the backlights try and come on. Usually the way Panasonic do their SOS one blink is the backlight circuit tries to power on 3 times. So we'll possibly see 3 blinks on the screen with the TV trying to come on, or at least the backlight's trying to come on. And then after 3 blinks, it will shut down into its error SOS one blink code. That's what usually happens on the 50-inch version of these. This is a 42, so we're trying to come on. I don't know if you saw it, but there was a blink there, a blink there, one more. It's not come on, so it now goes into its one blink code. You can see there. Now, a lot of people get this confused with, oh, my TV won't come on, it switches itself to standby, which I suppose in a way it is switching itself to standby, but all Panasonics do have an error code. The genuine Panasonics, not the Vestel Panasonics. One blink, as I'm sure you're aware, indicates, well, the official blurb from Panasonic is SOS inverter, SOS backlights, but 9.5 times out of 10 it's always the backlights. We'll have a look at these. The backlight quality of these is usually very good. So I don't normally have to replace all of them, because I've in the past, when I've done these, I've replaced the failing one or two, and they've carried on working for years, as long as you keep the backlight low. But this is my TV, so I'll see what I'm going to do with it in a second. Right. Have a quick check at the model number there. I don't know if it says when it was made. I'm guessing this is a 2015-2016 TV. It may be before that, but I can't see a date on that. Maybe you can. Not terribly old. But no date. Maybe it was on the brief we saw earlier, I don't know. The screws are out, so with a bit of loving care, we have a world famous Wistron screen available everywhere. I'm joking. Made in the Czech Republic, where it says there, which is now where you have to send off your boards to Panasonic if you have a faulty board, and they're doing it under warranty. So we have the main board, obviously, separate LED driver, which is always good. Never known these really go faulty for the backlights in question. This is backlit, not edge lit, and Panasonic board, which is going to, it looks like an LG. That's an LG T-Con, so it's an LG panel. It is going to be technically an LG screen that this Wistron company, and this Wistron a part of LG, I haven't got the faintest idea. And you know what? Don't care. But anyway, that's the TV. He doesn't care. They don't care about me, I don't care about them. I'm going to disassemble this slowly, and we'll strip it down to the backlights. You can tell the slightly better quality when dismantling certain TVs compared to the fragile and brittleness of a Vestel. This particular Panasonic came apart with ease, and the design is much easier to dismantle. Anyway, inside just looks like this. The standard LG backlights that you'd find in most of LG 42 inches, but of course they're not. Well, actually, I can take this sheet off, can't I? This is just stuck down. Actually, no, I won't do that, just in case I'm only replacing a bulb. I don't know what I'm doing with this yet. But what I did want to do is plug it in again, just to show you. See if you, just in case you didn't see the backlights blinking last time, then we'll get the blinking backlights blinking. Now, I have dismantled the IR sensor. Have I taken the switch off? Yes, I've taken the switch off too. But I think it's automatically set to come on. So we'll see. Again, I'm going to switch all the lights off, so it's going to go dark, and then we will plug it in. We're taking some power. We're taking about 50 milliamps, so let me see if the TV is trying to come on. Yes, you saw there. There was one blink, it'll blink again. One more time before it goes into its error code. And I don't know if you noticed, I'll do that one more time, maybe you did notice. This is going to be bi-wired, so it'll have two feeds going to the LEDs, two separate feeds. And the top two sets were not coming on, which indicates to me that the problem is going to be in that strip or that strip. So watch again as it tries to power up. Nothing from the top two strips, but the three strips do try and come on. Yeah, so hopefully you saw that. So we'll get the LED tester out. I am going to take out the LED from the LED driver power supply, just to make sure any of the reverse voltage going back is not going to cause a problem. Again, I should be able to, even though it is on the t'other side with these, there should be some test points. Again, I need a little bit of light, so I'm going to have to turn this light around so we get a little something, so I can make sure I'm probing where I'm probing. But I've got a sneaking suspicion that the first 3 strips at the bottom are going to be fine. So there's that strip. And that strip is fine. Right hand strip is fine. There's a connection in the middle. Oops. Yep, okay. Left hand side okay. Right hand side okay. Right, so I think the fault is going to be somewhere on here. So let's test the right hand side on the second strip down. Yes. Let's test the right hand side on the first strip. Ah, one gone, as you can probably see. Let's just see if there's any gone on this side. Perfect there, and perfect there. Now there's 2 things I can do here, and I haven't the faintest idea what are those 2, which one I'm going to do yet. There's plenty of time to think about it. I think it was either that one or that one that's gone, but we'll check it later. I haven't got the identical replacement sets for these here, but I've got oodles of replacements for the LG42, which are very, very similar. The only problem is they have an extra LED. But I could do a bit of chopping and changing. So I just want to see how these line up. Now, for instance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's no good because that's the one with 5 on. And I want the ones with 4. 1, 2. I thought the LGs were 5 and 4. Looks like the LGs are 5 and 5. They're all 5? Okay, I thought they were 5 and 4. Yes. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's take a right-hand side strip. Do any of them match up? No. Let's take a left-hand side strip. Do any of them match up? No. Okay. I was thinking about doing that, but doesn't seem like it's the favourite idea. So let me just remind myself of which particular LED has failed. It was something on here. Right. It was that one. So I don't have to do too much to get it out, to be honest. That is it. I'm using my screwdriver. I will just prise this out gently. And here we have it. So this is the faulty one. As I say, this is my own TV. If I was selling this on, I would put a brand new set in, but this is something that I use indoors. So once again, plus and minus, and we can see it is that one which has failed. Now I've got loads and loads of similar strips, similar LEDs to light that one up, and maybe that is the route we'll go down. Maybe. Is that the... It depends on what tools it's here. I'm going to have a think of how I'm going to do this. I am just going to solder one little LED in. This is only for my own workshop. I only use this TV for YouTube. One thing you have to do with these is still make sure you get the LED in flat. You can still make contact, but if it's not flat, you will get a halo. Anyway, so that's in, and that's on, and it's flat-ish. So I'm going to glue it back together and give it a test. Strip is back in. I can now plug back in the LED driver. Find the mains cable. And then do a few tests. 2 tests to do. Test 1, just to make sure it comes on. 2, make sure that the LED is in straight, so you don't get any sort of halo type effect reflection on the screen. Anyway, we've plugged in. You're seeing mega flashes and reflections, obviously. I managed to cool that down a bit, okay. But everything seems to be fine. So let's just put one of the diffusers back on to see if we're getting any sort of halo, and we're not. No, it's fine. Sorry, again you're seeing a flickery picture, but I was just testing to make sure there's going to be no halo effect, and everything is looking as good as it possibly can. Most things plugged back in. Haven't got the IR sensor and the standby light in yet, but it's set to come on, so hopefully we'll get some sort of picture, if we're going to get anything. Well, we've got backlights, but no picture. I think I had a tab that wasn't quite in correctly. Let's try again. We're taking current. We get the screen flash like we did last time, but this time we do get the picture. Hurrah! Hopefully you can see all that. Not too sure why it says headphone volume, but he's probably got it set up to headphone in the menu. let's have a look at the menu. Backlight is not bad at 70, but then again, as I say, I don't use it very often, but I'm going to turn it down now. You can see a slight reflection in the corner, but that's not where we put the LED, that's just this blooming light here. I can switch that off. Contrast colour, I can put the sharpness up a little bit. I just want to check the sound. Why did that say backlight? Why did that say headphone? Have I had it plugged into a headphone socket? I can't remember. Speaker setting was on headphone. I would have had it plugged into an external unit, I suppose. I can't remember. But yes. Right. Well, I pressed OK last time, but it switched itself off. Seems to be doing well this time. Just testing for audio. And it's fine. That can go back in my office now and I'll be very happy.